go. We take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You know, today I'm using Vaseline on my skin. I'm using Vaseline on my skin because I don't want to put nothing on it. And definitely a lot going on in this world. So, hopefully everybody's having a good day. Everything's going well with you. I want to talk about horoscope trauma. And I think it's something that nobody really talk about as much, so I'm going to talk about it today. Let me see. So, you know when somebody meets somebody, the first thing they says, I dealt with the Gemini, I dealt with the Taurus before, I dealt with your type. And they actually cancel out a person because of what their past experiences is. And I realize that happens a lot. You don't give a person a chance, you compare everything about the person that has the same sign as somebody that they're gone. And it's so weird because unfortunately a lot of times people suffer from trauma in relationships that they're in now. And it's not, you know, people look for red flags and everything when it's a red flag. And sometimes it's not a red flag. You're basically taking everything from the past experience that was a bad experience and you're putting it on that person. But reality is that person's experience is a definitely different thing when they come to you. Also, like I will say this, I'll say Gemini. There are June Geminis, there are May Geminis. And basically, one guy told me, he says, you know, there's two different types of Geminis and stuff. There are Geminis that are May Geminis and June Geminis. Now, I've met Geminis and stuff as far as my life and living. And some of them are very mean. They're very mean. And, you know, it's weird. But anyway, I met Geminis and stuff that was very mean, very conceited. Everything they tell you is a lie. Everything they say is a lie. And it's sad because, holla, hey Maria, como estas, bonita? Anyway, so, and it's weird because a lot of times people base everything off the person they've been with in the past. Somebody had a bad experience, and that person is a whole different person. But you say, well, I feel as though you're going to do the same thing the other person did. No, you never met them yet. I got my little hoodie on. I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving broke, I'm giving, let me stop. I'm giving struggling whole. So how you doing? And so I learned that my name is Tattoo. Tattoo, hey Tattoo. Tattoo. Hey Tattoo. And a lot of times people cancel because it's their birthday, their zodiac sign and stuff like that. Reality is that you don't know that person. They want to be with you, go on a date and stuff like that. But when you say, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Virgo, they don't want to be with you anymore. They don't want to explore they don't explore the unknown because they feel like you're a trick, you're a bad person. You're basically signing off a bad person and stuff like that. And it's not always the case. Now, in some cases, it's true. Everything is not always set in stone. But sometimes you have to hammer on the nail. And I'm a person that definitely is not good at picking relationships up. I'm a person that's basically fuck up. And it's sad because a lot of times people look for the small things that the aesthetics are now. Everything's like anything you could do, pop the balloon, do anything just to show how a person that it's not good enough. I was watching Pop the Balloon today, and on Pop the Balloon, there was they had a whole. It was a different type of Pop the Balloon. It was a whole different type of Pop the Balloon. It was a weird thing because it was basically black guys that liked the black girls, but the whole line was set up all white girls, and it was like, well, we don't like the aesthetic of the girls, and it's weird because they was like three girls, and they was kind of like really low end sisters and stuff, and I don't know, but that being said, I do believe there's a lot of things going on in this world. Also, they said your EBT is not going to get filled on November. They're going to cancel EBT. That means no food stamps. You're on your own. It's crazy. This world has gone upside down. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy. And it's depressing. The stress is overwhelming. You just feel like everything's just so dark and stuff, and you try to remain positive, but there's so much darkness in the world. It's almost hard to be stress free. It is. You know, Mama said there be days like this, there be days like this. Mama said, but this never said this bad. You know, it's just crazy to me, and I don't know. It's just, how you try to stay from dark things and stuff like that. You try to find a light in anything, something that's positive, and all this dark stuff keeps showing up. It's crazy to me. Anyway, I don't know. It's been a very different day to me, for me. And a lot of people have been hitting me up for some reason, don't know why. But everybody's kind of going through something or struggling through something or just trying to figure it out in this world that's basically dark. Even the guy I talk to all the time, just always positive, he starts seeing dark stuff as well. And I'm like, how am I look for you for the light? He tells me the darkness is always good. I'm like, who am I talking to? Everything before you would say is, there's always peace in the light. There's always peace in the light. Now he's saying darkness is good. I feel like I met a whole different person than the person he is. And he was explaining to me that dark is dark is good and he likes to worship something. But he said he's a warlock. You know, I just feel like everybody's going through something that's very dark and stuff. And I don't know. I don't get it. It's a lot happening in this world. And I also find it's very sad as a person like myself who likes to date, which don't go on dates. But then I'm always noticing how people pick any. They pick apart anything they can find. Well, you're not my type. Your socks don't match. Your socks are different colors and stuff like that. And it's sad because you never get a chance to know the person. Now me myself, I've given people a chance, stuff like that. They not got a chance to get to know them and stuff like that. And hopefully move forward. You can't never say you understand something if you don't give a person a chance. You have to try to give people a chance in life because you may be passing up a good person, stuff like that. Passing up a good person that's maybe got your back and everything else is positive and moving forward. But you cancel them over the fact that they zodiac sign. They're Gemini, they're Libra, they're Virgo, and you don't want to be with them. Because you've been with one and all of a sudden now you're like, that's a blueprint for everybody. I tell you. It's so sad that we're in the world right about now. It seems like anything you could do to shoot somebody down, you're gonna do it. Mm-mm-mm. You know, I'm exhausted with dating. I'm exhausted in trying to get somebody a chance. I'm exhausted in trying to believe that there are good people out here. I'm exhausted because you find out that you're basically in a class by yourself. you know. So I basically look at the different things as far as positivity. Hey, Miss Daisy Blum, what's up, Mama? So I'm talking about, the horoscopes and stuff. How people, how people cancel people off of horoscopes. You a Gemini, you're a Virgo. I don't like you. I dated one before. They suffer from trauma that has nothing to do with the new person. There's also the different months of Virgo. I mean Geminis. Now there's Virgos basically in September, or there's maybe a month before. And I feel as though a lot of times when people come down to this, they hear this horoscope, their sign is, they say, oh, I don't want to be with you. We don't get along. But mind you, you don't know this person. You're going for your past experience, what you've been through and stuff, but you haven't met this person. You don't know what month they were born, but you say one thing, whether you're Virgo, Libra, or Sagittarius, and you pick that person that you've been with in the past, and all of a sudden you want to be with them. You just cancel it. Oh, if all y'all just alike. But you're not just alike. And the thing is, a lot of times I feel like you be giving up your partner, somebody that was very positive in your life, that could have been a blessing. But you basically cursed them out and got rid of them because you don't know people been through. And I feel like a lot of times people just cancel people. The cancel culture is real. And people will cancel you out off of the smallest thing and don't give you a chance. I've been the kind of person too who used to be like, if you're a Virgo, I don't want to be with you. That's a comparison to my mother. So when you tell me your sign, automatically goes straight to my mother. So when you say that, it sounds like, ah. But then all of a sudden, Sam said, but you like Beyonce, but you like Michael Jackson. They're Virgos. You said, It's weird. But, sometimes trauma is trauma is real. Trauma is real. And just because somebody's sign is exactly the same as sign somebody that hurt you, don't mean that's the same person. Well, it's not the same person. But a lot of times we suffer from trauma from our past experiences that has nothing to do with that person. And we compare everything to them, to that person, which is the trauma. I feel like you should give everybody a chance because at the end of the day, if they fucked up, they're going to be fucked up. Anyway, so in the dating pool, I met this man, your mother's live. I met this man, he says, Raven, could you be my girlfriend? I said, how do you know we compatible? So he goes to somebody and says, I want to be with you. How do you decide you want to be with somebody when you don't know me? Would you give me a chance? Damn. I started laughing. Obviously, I didn't eat, got upset because I was laughing. It was funny to me. Every time he says, oh, you're going to be with me? Damn. I kept laughing. To me, it was funny because, like, you don't know me, sir. Like, you don't know nothing. So we started we started talking a little bit more and stuff, and as moving forward and stuff, he says, well, I'm very pretty. Now, he thought he's very pretty. To me, he's not very pretty. See, this is what I'm saying. What your definition of pretty is pretty to you, but it's not pretty to me. What your definition of fine is fine to you, but not fine to me. And when he said he was pretty, I said, well, turn the camera on. Let me see you. Turn the camera. I got to see how pretty you are. So he turned the camera on. I said, oh. I said, well, you know what? If you think you're pretty, then you're pretty. That's all that matters, how you see it. But the thing is, he was speculating that he was so good looking and stuff like that. I have a problem with men that are nice looking and stuff like that. I have a problem with men that are very conceited. And his thing was, he wanted to be with me. So I asked him, I said, well, are you married? He says, yes. But she ran away. So what am I supposed to do with that? Legally, she has the right to come take everything from you, or basically you're responsible for her as far as being legally married to her. So whether you got along with her or not, you separated stuff, you are legally responsible for her. Whether you don't get along, y'all separated, but legally, on paper, you are married to her. That means you have to be responsible for her well-being. Everything else has to go with marriage. That's a contract. Now, if y'all didn't get along, get a divorce. That means you're going to cancel the contract. But if you don't want to cancel the contract, saying when she ran off, then you need to find her. So you can start your life over again, but you can't start your life with somebody that's very green and very new, and they got the whole wifey thing, because she'll come in and grab everything. And then here it is with this person like that. Y'all are building everything and grown. And then she comes in and says, well, I'm not working anymore. You're responsible for her. Unless you get a divorce, you're still responsible for this woman. He said, well, she's not a, but you still, you may not like it, but you're responsible for these people. Just like a lot of times when people get divorced, they have to pay out the divorce. They have to pay what, 4,000 a month, 3,000, 1,000. If it's a contract, you broke a contract. And the thing about it is, if the wife decides that she wants to come after you, she has the right, especially if you get another person, y'all making money together, y'all making growth, and you starting a whole business with this man, and then she pops back up and says, well, I want half. She didn't do nothing as far as building a company. She didn't do nothing as far as helping you. But she comes in out of clear blue sky. I want half. Then she get her lawyers involved. Now her lawyers is involved, and you have no ground to stand on. Now you could try to contest her getting that money, but reality is you signed the contract. That's why it's very important to get a divorce. People be waiting like it's forever. Well, we just left. Just because you leave, you went to the court and got it all filed and stuff that you want to be with this person. Now, if you want to leave them, that's fine, but get a divorce. Because the person that's legally married to you, they can get anything they want from you. You can fight from you, basically hide it, but reality is she can take anything that you want. All she has to do is go to court and fight everything y'all grown and build this stuff. But he didn't want to hear that. No, you can't do that. But they can. Legally, by right, by contract, they can take anything they want from you. So you're building a life with somebody that's going to be new and green. You're trying to build with them and you're trying to grow with them. But reality is, she could come in and just take everything. Same thing with Mary J. Blige. She got Canoe, whatever his name is. She ended up going to court and everything. She lost everything. Now she has to pay this man. She has to pay this man every month child support. That's not even her kids. And he had another woman, stuff like that, allegedly. And she's paying for alimony and stuff. And she's divorced. And she has to pay alimony for kids that they've been, or she might have his babies, stuff like that. And he's taking half her money. So she did the right thing and filed for divorce, but divorce cost even more. And the fact that they found that she got money, they hit her even more. And she's it's not funny. It's not funny because she's on the stage and she's just dancing. She's like, she's exhausted. She's exhausted. This is some scary shit. She's exhausted because she's constantly trying to get them bills paid and stuff. And reality is, it's not fair. That's why people be like, I don't want to get married, as far as the government getting involved and stuff, because they have the legal right. That's why a lot of guys don't want to go through the paperwork and stuff, because once you sign that paper, that's yours. A contract agreement. It's horrible though. That's why a lot of guys don't want to get married though. I don't blame them. I don't want to get married either. I just want to be like I said, Oprah Winfrey never got married. She's like, when you want to go, just get your shit and get out. But reality is, you signed up for it, and you signed up for it. But I don't know. But I said before, in order for us to grow, you have to be single. Just like on Kendra Live, she says, "Are you divorced?" Kendra G's Live, she does a dating show and stuff like that. She said, "Are you divorced?" Because if you're not divorced, she knows what goes with that. Y'all be pulling your legs or dragging your feet and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, are you divorced? Because everything goes to that contract. You have to be careful, people out there. And you have to be very mindful of the person you're about marrying. And hopefully they're not going to flip you. Because all your secrets you ever told each other is coming out. The worst thing in the world is marrying somebody that has all your secrets and then taking them out, and telling the world your secrets and stuff, trying to destroy you for the thing of winning. Y'all was friends before, and now you told your friend everything. Now everything you told them is now being used against you. But that's the game of love. It's sad. It's a lot going in this world, though, but I don't know. I don't know. But I probably will never get married. I don't even look forward to it. I just try to survive from point A to point B. What I really want is a job making good money. I never worry about a man, which I don't. Man, my whole happiness depends on me trying to survive. My whole happiness not depend on me having a man, because I know how the tables could turn. It go either way. The tables could turn and go either way. Reality is, you just don't want to meet that person. I think it's a horrible thing, but it's to each his own. And also in these gay marriages and stuff like that, same thing. You're responsible for that person. You're responsible. But I guess they're trying to overturn that and stuff like that to make a gay marriage illegal again. This man in the office is trying to do everything he can to destroy everybody's life, in my opinion. It was a lady that was talking. She was saying that you discriminate against people in the LGBTQIA people, and she was like, "That's not discrimination." She didn't feel as though things that was being said was discrimination. Um, she wanted to run for office. She was a black woman. She wanted to run for office, and everything she felt as though was discrimination was not discrimination. Was discrimination. And it's weird because you feel as though, in my opinion, the fact that she's black, she'd be more welcoming or more understanding with the race being the way it is as far as the LGBTQIA. And then here it is, you being basically, not being considerate of people trying to get married. And it's crazy. Hey Nova, what's up, boo? And that's the thing. And it's crazy to me. But you know what? Everybody black ain't black. Everybody black ain't black. Some of them feel as though they're really, they are uppity. They feel like they're in another tax bracket. They feel like they're better than you. They feel like a whole different things, but that's what y'all do. It's weird. So you think they have more compassion or understanding, but they don't. They don't. They got the Candace Owens that also took Charlie Kirk's side, and she was like, "Well, I don't understand what's the problem." But Martin Luther King was trying to fight for your rights, so you could sit up there and have a platform, and end up dying for it, and you sit up there and took your knife out and stuck him in his back. In my opinion. So a lot of these girl places and stuff we were not was allowed to do as far as black and stuff like that, a lot of different things. And here it is, a certain person on a platform, she decided to go against the grain, which means go against my. It's so weird when people try to go against the grain, they actually attack black people, which is weird. Like they already know what they're going through. This stuff is not made up. It's actually resurfacing once again. We've been hung for trees, we're missing. Ever since this Charlie Kirk thing that happened, there are so many people signed on as if he was a god. He also got his birthday made into a holiday. How much of a slap in the face is that? But y'all don't see that that's a freedom of speech. There were so many people that said things that were very badly. Why did they get a holiday? And it's sad because I don't know. It's just exhausting. The man shouldn't have got shot in the damn neck, but you know what? You got shot by one of your own people, and that's even worse. But that's here or there. But the thing is, and the stories get twisted around so many different ways and stuff. I feel as though nobody should get shot or killed and stuff, but I do feel as though when you're spitting venom out and then you're saying, well, we should line them up and shoot them and kill them. The thing is, when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's what you promote. And that's what happened. You got what you asked for. And it's sad because it's real. I saw that guy that got hung and stuff. His sister was saying stuff about Charlie Kirk, and she lost her brother. They got upset because they wanted to keep this is crazy. They kept the video. They don't want to show the video of him being hung from a tree, stuff like that. But it's crazy. It's sad though. It's sad, but people gonna do what they want to do. At the end of the day, I can scream to the top of my lungs that I don't have a problem with anybody, but it doesn't matter what I say. I just don't understand why is it so important to destroy somebody else life, somebody else, somebody else's life for no reason. So at some point, in my personal opinion, if you're not trying to help nobody, just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. That's my opinion. You don't have to do all that. If I didn't get along with a certain race, I would just go after certain race and stuff like that. So saying these different things, because that's not my heart. I don't have that malice. I sure understand people went after certain people and stuff like that, and the different races, because it's not just the white races, the Indians and the Mexicans and every damn thing. But the reality is, that's not in my spirit. That's not my spirit to attack people, and for that to go in my spirit, that means I have to have my heart filled with anger and so many things. There's a lot of things that happened to me that was black people that did it. Do I hate all black people? Absolutely not. I mean, I like what they've done, but the reality is, I don't hate them. Not enough to try to go against them and stuff like that, saying stuff like I hate black people. That's not me. I feel like a lot of things that people do and stuff like that is from where they feel. I feel like if you don't like somebody, just leave them the hell alone. That's how I feel. If you don't like somebody, leave them hell. If you want to talk about them, talk about them in the kitchen. Hey, Miss Whitney, what's up, Mama? How you doing? And I just feel like it's crazy. It's funny, the days ago, my faster and faster, and I dyed my hair black. That's why I could put Vaseline on my skin. I'm just, I know when I do my hair black, I'm depressed. I know when my depression comes in, my hair is black, and I'm just, I'm just over it. It's difficult when you're trying to move forward and stuff like that, and depression be kicking my butt. So that's why I didn't blog yesterday, because I was like, I'm depressed and I'm tired of it. There's so many things that bother me in this world, and I know it shouldn't, but it's difficult for me because I can't understand what's going on. Then I get exhausted with it because it don't make sense to me. But it's like being in a movie that you just can't turn away from, and even though you may want to turn away, you're in the movie. You don't get to turn because you're in the movie. And there's so much depression in this world that's going on. Everything online is depressing. I guess this is one of the depressing video. So I'm like, I just don't know what to do. I don't. I really don't. And then you don't know who to talk to. Everything's so dark. Everybody's out to get their own. Everybody with their own thing. It's exhausting. It's so exhausting because my personal opinion don't have to be that way. I feel as though we're going through a lot. November, they take away your food stamps. So you better pile up your food. October, November. You better pile up your food in October and freeze it all up because they ain't giving you shit in November. I just don't get it. I do not get it. I always say now we get a chance to understand what our ancestors went through in life. Because back in the day, it was way worse, I'm sure. It wasn't filmed, it wasn't televised, and people were on their way home from work and they was being lynched and chased, and girls were being hung, men was being hung, babies were being killed. And the thing is, it's almost like time reversed itself again, and it came back. And I don't like it. But who cares that I don't like it? But I just think it's so disheartening that it's happening this way. It's so disheartening. Hey, Miss Moore, what's up, boo? And you see I changed my hair? I had to. The braids has gotten on my nerves. Like I'm this much over the braids. I'm over the braids, but you don't listen because I've been going through much. I'm just over the braids right now. You know what? I keep asking myself, what happened to me? Like, I was this one person that used to believe in looking beautiful. I was this person who always looked nice, everything. And I'm like, what happened? I don't see it no more. Thank you, Miss Moore. Um, and I just don't see it no more. I don't care. I'm trying to hold on to some strength to be positive, But it's difficult to be positive when everything is so dark. If you're an empath, you feeling everything I'm feeling. Like you feel everything. You do, and then when somebody starts to speak, you feel it. Like you could actually feel it in your soul, and it's exhausting. And for those people who don't feel it, they got the clueless. But the empaths, they feel everything. Every story, everything that's happening, it hit them differently because they understand that this is something that's happening in this world and it's bothering us, and we're trying to push through, and so much darkness is going through, and we try to remain positive even though half this shit we say we don't believe ourselves. I'm feeling everything exactly. That's what I'm just saying. It's more we trying to fake it, but it's like because we don't we're afraid of the unknown because there's a lot going on. It's a lot going. We can feel it's more than they saying, and it's like it's gonna get. And the thing is, where's the backup? Where's the cavalry? Where's everybody supposed to be? The Democrat? Where's everybody at? Did they go to sleep? Did they leave? Did they go out the world and come back on the ship? So where's everybody at? Why you not fighting for us? Like what is going on? It's like they're on poles or they are locked back or they locked up or something. There's Cory Booker that's been saying a lot of things. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna fight back. But where are y'all at? Where are y'all? It's one damn thing after another. Exactly what it is. I just remember. Okay. That's how I feel too. It's exhausting though. I am so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. And the thing is with me, I love to be covered up. I'll stay covered up forever because I don't want to be bothered. I be taking all this dark energy in and I just can't deal with it. And sometimes I just have to, I laid in my bed and I was just thinking, this can't be it. This can't be it. And I stopped taking that medicine that they gave me from the hospital and stuff, but it's like, this can't be it. It has to be more to life than this. It has to be some happiness in this life. This can't be in all and be all and stuff like that. But when I monitor myself and try to figure out what happened to me, I'm so lost. I am so lost. I've lost hope. And I just be wanting to lay in the bed. And I just don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I've given up hope, but I'm keeping hope alive. And I'm exhausted because this shit is exhausting. And then you try to remain positive and keep things going in people's ears positive. Push on, push on. But reality, you like, this is killing me. Like, when is the cavalry gonna show up? When are we gonna see all these great things happening? Because we keep seeing more dark. It's getting darker. How much darkness do we have to eat in order before we can get full and start seeing the light? I don't know. It's exhausting to me, but anyway, I went in my jump bag and stuff and got my hands all set out. This thing is so old. You're digging in the archives to get them old stuff out. Got this old shit out. I'm surprised I could fit it there, but I've gained a little weight. You know, I think I'm definitely a stress eater. When I'm stressed out, I'll be hungry. I can eat food and just keep eating, but I eat so much that I throw up. I start throwing it up because I think my nerves be bad and stuff. My nerves are bad, and I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult because at some point something should break. And applying for jobs and stuff, nobody ain't calling you back. They ain't even looking at your resume. It's like, okay, like where am I gonna go next? The point is like I guess I'm going out to the wealth off, but then I cut this shit off. It's just crazy to me. Thank you, Miss Moore. It's just crazy to me. You know what happened, Miss Mom? I'm just tired of the braids. I went to wash the blonde hair. I brought to wash it. I washed it this morning, and I was like, these blonde braids ain't blonde. They like brown and stuff. So I'm like, girl, this morning I washed it. So I'm washing it. I put my struggle, big old thing to clean my braids in, and then I'm washing in the hot water. And I'm actually use some. I wash it in Ajax, and I wash it with Ajax and some bleach. So I got that, got the bleach. So I washed it in Ajax and bleach. And the reason why I bleach the braids is because they're braids and they're blonde. And we already know blonde braids and bleach gets them really clean because the bleach is going to make them more lighter. What I did was once upon a time I used to take the hair and I would put it inside of a pot. I would turn the pot on, some vinegar, apple cider vinegar. I poured it in the pot. The pot is boiling water, and I would put it in the pot and I would just let it broil. And what happened was the weight shrunk. It cooked all the way to the top, but everything was clean. It was definitely clean. But I watched the blonde one here, and I was like, I think I'm over it. I think I've spotted. Because I'm trying to say, I wore this look since forever. I'm like, I'm trying to introduce myself into black hair. I've been wearing a blonde forever. So I'm like, you know what? I got black hair in there, but I think when I bought this hat years ago. And what I used to do is I used to take the hair and buy it and sew pieces in there, make it a little longer than it was and stuff. And I did it for a few of them, but that's tiresome too, cause I'm cheap. I said I didn't like you in black hair, but I must say, girl, I'm loving. Thank you, Miss Moore. I appreciate it. Thank you, cause you know I'm all over the place. I think with me is that I'm, you know how stuff is bothering you, just trying to find another look and stuff like that. You need to see somebody new in the mirror. Now, I need to see somebody new because it's like, I'm just over it. And it's funny because I bought wigs like when I was working. I bought them, you go to the store, you find wigs and stuff, and then you buy them and you put them in the closet. Like you're never going to wear them. But you put them in the closet, you leave them there, and then you put your braided wig back on. But I just kind of felt like I was getting sick of it. Like I love straight hair, but I was like, my problem with me with the straight hair was I didn't want to get up and press it. So I went to the store and I got some of this oil sheen. Now this spray, let me say, this spray, this spray keeps you. This spray right here. So this spray keeps you. Look at this. See how it combs through? So it's this sheen. And this is what it do. Look at this. Because one thing I can't stand is the hair that get nappy. Look at this. You see some more? See if it was doing that? But I have to look, I done sprayed the whole can in it. And I'm like, so I like it. And it don't get my hair naps and stuff. Obviously, if I'm being stressed out, I'm going to use the whole damn can. But, and you know, once upon a time, this spray used to cost like, let me see, this can right here is $7, $8 for a can of spray. This is ridiculous. This can should cost $3.99. That's what it used to cost. But look at this. Can you see that price? That's ridiculous. But everything is high. My soap is expensive. My soap used to cost 79 cents. Now my soap is $4. I was like, okay. But I'm grateful because then I used to use that Ambi soap on my skin. Come to find out I didn't need it. But the thing is, my face had got burnt up so badly. I started using it. Then I stopped using it. Now, for some reason, I always thought I was dark skinned. And then all of a sudden, the cell was, and all of a sudden I said, well, I had these sprinkles in my brain, and I remember when I was lighter, but I was always lighter. But I used to take a shower, and I would I would put the shower on my face, and I would just let my veins, like your pulses in your veins starts popping. I would burn my whole face up. Hey, Louis, what's up, boo? And I used to cook my face, but I was young then. You know, you get older, you learn a little bit better than what you know before. And, you know, but, it's always good for change. But I have another one there that's longer. I have that's the other one, Miss Moore. Remember the one I took and I combed it a little bit here? That's another one I bought. I think you liked that one too. But they just been sitting there almost a whole year, whatever, some bit over the year. But I was like, I just need to change because I'm over this whole thing, and I just need silk or somebody to do, and I got tired of blonde hair. I'm I think I'm in depression because with blonde hair. I'm feeding the depression. And I don't know, just weird. How you been, Louis? I'm looking at today. Laura London. She is so pretty. I was like, Nipsey Hussle's girlfriend before she passed away. Mother's lived. Anyway, oh, that old hole in me. But but I was on Nipsey. Was in Laura London. I was looking at her today. I was like, she's so pretty, and she went through all this shit like that, and what she been through and stuff. And I'm trying to figure out which one of her kids is Lil Wayne's and Nipsey Hussle's. But one thing I said about she's pretty as hell, but she got the same size head like mine. So my sister, she has a round head slatter, but she is so beautiful. And I was like, wow. I've been looking at people's heads lately. That's where I'm at now. To see who has a big head like me. But she's beautiful. So her hair probably is not big as mine because I'm tall. So she's probably a little baby big head. But I got an adult big head. I'm a part of the basketball wives. Anyway, but she's beautiful. And I was like, wow. I'm looking at her and I was like, wow, she's beautiful. I'm like, so now for some into this whole thing, how big your head is. I have a complex. I have a few. There's tons. But I'm like, she's a round head like me, but she's beautiful now. That's a beautiful girl. And I'm kind of like all into the round head people. My speaker went on? My speaker sound. Oh, my speaker's great. My speaker sounds great. Oh, thank you. I thought it clicked off. There's always something with me. But y'all know, Laura London, Miss Annie, Mr. Lewis. You know Laura London. She's a beautiful girl. That's Nipsey Hussle's ex-girlfriend. Well, not ex-girlfriend. Well, he passed on. I don't know if word I'm to use, ex-fiance, or he was killed and stuff, Nipsey Hussle and stuff. And um, D'Angelo, for some reason, getting a lot of airplay since he's died. Then they was trying to set some like a conspiracy. Of course, that part is starting already. That he was basically trying to say something about D'Angelo. But his son has been showing his face of basically giving more vocal. But the sad part about it, we don't know if it's true or not, or AI is in place. Because AI is kicking over the world. And I think it's horrible because AI is something where we're not going to be able to understand if it's real or fake. So the rumor went out as far as he was suffering and stuff. And they said that he was having, see, I don't even know if it's true, but the story went out that he was having problems with the record label. And then everything was fine. Then all of a sudden, 2 days, he was found dead. Now, I don't even know if that's true, because we don't know what to believe in this world, because right about now, everything is just pre-recorded or AI. You got Michael Jackson online. I'm like, okay, we know he's passed on. So how was he wearing a new song? This is getting crazy. That's what I said, Miss Moore. And I'm like, everything is getting really confusing because a lot of stuff is being showed that I don't get. It's crazy though. But she wears makeup and stuff, but she's beautiful. You know what, Miss Moore, or Miss Whitney, Mr. Lewis, I want to learn how to wear lashes. The reason why I don't wear lashes because I swear when I put in my eyes, the glue, I put the glue straight in my eyes. And this is what I start out with. And obviously not gonna say I put Vaseline in my face, so your skin has to be really dry and stuff. So I want to be able to wear lashes like this. But whenever I put the glue in my eyes, you know, whenever I glue them in my eyes, the shit goes straight in my eyes be like this. I think it would look cute. But that's not the case because for some reason I can't wear lashes. I like them though. I like the big lashes and stuff, but I just can't. I can't do it. I can't get into it. I used to like it, but the glue, it goes in your eyes and stuff, and your eyes start getting messed up, and it's just the glue. For some reason, always go on my eyeball and stuff like that. So I like lashes and stuff, but unless they got some type of lashes where you could peel it off and press it on, and it's gone. I did buy the lashes that you could stick underneath your eyeballs. That was a waste of money. I was like, so I failed again. For me, if you're the kind of person like me that have allergies and stuff that was using eye drops, she ain't gonna be the key. But I'll be, I'll be trying to update my look, or should I say, try new things, and whether it fails or not, I'll be trying to do new things and stuff. But I wanted to do that because I saw my eyelashes on TikTok. You put it here. I think the girls could do like the whole thing, like the whole lash thing, and I can't do it. I put the glue straight in my eyeball. Next time I'm doing that. Mm-mm. Also, glue has been known to mess with your eyeballs and stuff like that, and really mess you up and stuff. And I need my eyesight. Kids, I gotta make a run for it. I need my eyesight. But I do like when the girls wear that though. But I'm just so funny about makeup though. I don't know. That's what I was asking myself. What happened to me? Like, what happened to me? Like I was this person that like to look nice. I was this person like to wear makeup. I was this person like to look beautiful. I just use Vaseline in my skin. If you go back to my old videos, I was already in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen. I was already in the bathroom, gluing lashes on, get my makeup all ready together, doing like this so it could dry. Come on live. I'm doing my video and stuff. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? But now I'm like, fuck it. Something happened to me. Something really happened to me. I think by me doing all them deaths and stuff, all them stories for years, them stories of the girls being murdered and killed, it affected me because I was living this story just instead of telling the story. There's a certain type of form that you have to go through to just tell stories and not make it about you. But it becomes very different because you understand they did the same things you did, and it's too relatable. You feel like, well, what the hell, so you don't get it. I don't understand how is this possible for you to kill this girl. But do you let glue dry? Wait, do you let the glue? Do you let the glue dry down a little tacky? Something helps. I have done that, Miss Whitney. Let me tell you, I've done that, Miss Whitney. Let me tell you, I've set up there when I put the glue on the tracks. I put it under the fan is right here. Put the fan on. I let it blow real dry, and I promise you, as soon as I take the thing up, I'm one of the people like this. I'm doing like this, and then it's one is up here, then it's down here. Then I do it again. There's one up here. It's not like it don't be, where you could just squeeze it in, it's in place. The glue be here, if the lashes be up here, one down, and then trying to dry 'em, and it just never work out that way. It, the the intentions is good, but it just don't go that way. Dry it down, dry it down. I understood that. I dry it though. I make sure it's dry and stuff. I make sure it's like a sticky and stuff. But as soon as I put it on, it just it still comes. Now, once upon a time, when I was younger, I could just put them straight on. As I've got older, I got the senior citizen's hand. Almost like somebody kill you. It's weird. Cause I'm like, ah. And the thing is that my intentions are good. But it's weird because once upon a time I could put them on with no problem. Like 1, 2, 3, and they're gone. Now, but you know what I think it is, Miss Whitney? I stopped wearing them. And when I stopped wearing them, I forgot how to just do them, if you know what I mean. You understand what I'm saying, Miss Moore, Miss Whitney? And the thing is that when you haven't done it in a long time, which is not really a good excuse because a lot of people can put them back on, they have no problem. But for me, I haven't done it in a long time, and then when I start putting them on, I stick the glue straight in my eye. And the whole thing is like, so I got lazy with it. I took a black pencil and I was just, it was safer. But I also learned about the black pencil and stuff. But, I also used to liner and stuff like that. I got that. I bought that. A lot of this stuff is like old, but I did the liner and everything, but I don't do that anymore either because it's like, I'm just really bad at it. I'm just really bad at it. And to me, I don't even bother to keep them on because I always, when you know you do something bad, you just kind of like, okay, here we go. You brace yourself. Okay, here we go. Because half the glue coming in. And the funny thing, when it do stick, it's always one that stick and one don't. Then all of a sudden, it's like your eyes like this. Then it's one like up here. Then it's like this. Then sometimes you put it in here, and it's like this. You like, you know what? I don't know. But I like lashes. I think they make you look beautiful. But I just don't do a good job with it all. Unless they found another way that's much more easier I try to make sure my like everything is dry. Like I don't use I make sure everything is dry. Like I wash my face and make sure it's dry so it's not Vaseline on my skin. And I leave it like that. I do it that way. Yeah. But every time I try to do it, sure enough. But the one thing I can do, that's wear lashes, and I guess there's some type of formula that'll come along that's gonna be better because obviously I'm just bad at it. But I guess if I try to like get up early, you get up early, try to get set. One thing about it, you don't want to get set. Like you have to get up early, do your eyelashes. And I used to wear them though. I don't know what happened to me. I just feel like sometimes my depression has become so overwhelming that now you're trying to get yourself back together, but it seems like you just can't get there, even though you're fighting to get there. And it's like there's so many things on your mind and stuff like that, and it's a lot. And I don't know. I just don't know. So it is what it is. But ever since then, I just started putting Vaseline in my skin, and I just said the hell with it. I put Vaseline in my face. The hell with it. I'm going back to when I was a little baby. Your mother used to put you in that onesie before that snow was coming. She take your face, put that Vaseline in your skin, and your face be shining like new money. Look like your face can go up the Crisco can. Your face is packed with grease. And I figured it's gonna be good for my wrinkles because clearly they coming. And I'm like, So I've been watching on YouTube. They sponsor other people's videos and stuff. I'm watching all these people with these 1,000 um, subscribers, 2,000 and something subscribers, and you're like, I've never seen these people. So am I supposed to put anybody? Because I got mine censored for just no children. So do I put anybody can watch my videos? But so this is the thing. When you put anybody can describe, that's when those bots start coming in. That all these people all over the line. And also a lot of negativity. Which is weird because even then when I censor my videos, the bad people still come. I just no way around it. Hey, Miss Anna, what's up, boo? How you doing, Miss Anna? Yeah, I try to drive, but I don't know for some reason. But you know what, Miss Whitney? Once upon a time, I could put lashes on with no problem. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Now, I don't know. I guess because I'm wrinkled up. I guess my skin is not tight like it used to be. Tight skin, you wrinkle it up. But it is what it is, through life, you're going to get older. You know, Speaking of that, when I went to the store, since I've been on foot, I've been noticing a lot of old people out here. I mean, a lot of old people. And I respect my elders, but they're really old. I mean, we're old, old. And it's almost scary because I'm like, okay, I'm getting older. I'm going to be that person one day. I'm going to be old, old. And it's weird because they're so old that their skin has become so thin and frail that if anybody's trying to do anything to them, they could be broken. And I'm like, why are they not trying to censor anybody? Because like I say, older they don't like. But like, how was this person out here without some help? I helped this other lady one time, and I helped her stuff, and she was going to the laundromat, and maybe I'm just a nosy bitch, but I'm like, you old, and you carrying these bags that's really heavy, and you're like, how are you going to defend yourself against these people in this world? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to be able to defend yourself? Because you really, because if you hit the ground, your bones broken, you're in the hospital. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like they should be out here by themselves without any help. Hell, we can't even hardly defend ourselves, and we're basically younger. But when you're really old like that, I don't feel like it's safe for you to just be out there by yourself because I feel like you should have some help. And unfortunately, I don't believe there is any help for them. And I noticed I've seen a lot of them walking and stuff, and I'm like, and some of them are mean, some of them are mean, but I'm like, it's crazy to me. But I understand you have to do what you got to do. I'm probably going to ask somebody to do nothing for you because you know you're setting your ways. You're older. You're probably cranky and stuff like that. But the reality is, we're all heading there. We're all gonna get older, and unfortunately, your bones start becoming weak. My bones. When I went to the grocery store, I bought this bag for $20 because I'm cheap. I went to go get a bag because I need a shopping bag because my shopping cart. When they said brought it to the wheels come off, I dragged that shopping cart so far that the bottom fell out, the wheels fell off, and it's funny because I'm cheap, so I'm like, I'm pulling up the street and it's thinking, I'm like, would you just come on and stop complaining? And the car is literally falling apart. And the bottom fall, because once the bottom fall out of a car, you know they're more good. So I went to the store to buy a cart because I needed one. I needed one. I needed one 2 months ago, but I wouldn't go because I was like, I don't want to go because I had to go down time to find where they at, and everywhere I looked, I couldn't find a cheap one. And so I went downtown and I said, that's the card I want. It was a big one, like a big one. So I said, that's the card I want. So the man takes the card, pulls it down. He said, there you go. So he takes the card for Otis. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I came down here. And I'm just like, I'm glad I came down here. So she says, okay, bring it over here so I can bring it up. That's okay. So I'm thinking she's going to say $20 because you know I'm cheap. $10 would be good too. But if you want to go for 20, I'll go for that. Okay. I prefer 10, but you say 20. She said $114. I said, what? She says $114. I said, for a shopping cart? She said, yeah, it's 140. I said, okay. I said, I'm sorry. I said, we gotta put it back up there. I can't afford this. So she's like. So he was like, the guy that works there, he was like, you better go down the street to the other store, the 99-cent store. He says, but I was like, yeah, I better go somewhere else because obviously this ain't what I can't afford it. So I'm like, ma'am, I can't afford it. She's like, okay, you go put it back. Okay. So I'm like, we put it back and stuff. And I was like, since when shopping carts become 100 and something dollars? I remember shopping carts were like $40 the most. I never saw a shopping cart that's 100 and something. And I was like, time has changed. And I guess I haven't bought a shopping cart in years. Obviously, that's why that one was so old and it was on its last leg and stuff. But I didn't want to buy it. But due to the fact that I don't have a car and I'm on foot, you got to do what you got to do. You may not want to do it, but then I have to go through the hood. I'm going through the hood, and I'm actually walking through the hood. And I'm like, oh God, you know how you be trying to go take care of your business and don't want nobody to see you, but you know you're tall as fuck, so everybody gonna see you. And I notice a lot of people on foot. I notice a lot of people walking, and I be just absorbing everything. I'm like, I'm looking at everything because I'm a nosy bitch, and I'm like, and then there's people on the streets, and then there's candles being burned. I mean, somebody got killed over. It's not funny. Somebody got killed over there. You like, oh, okay. You walking past all the candles being burned. I'm like, I must be in the hood. Well, I already know I am. But the thing is, like, you're going through the hood and stuff, and you look on the candles, the pictures of what's it called, mobilia and something when they got all like pictures and stuff. The person is been murdered and killed and stuff, and all the candles on the road and stuff like that. And you're like, okay, you just push your little car. You push your little car, you pull it, And you're like, okay, I just hope y'all ain't now out now because I'm literally walking through the hood. I'm really in the hood. And I'm pulling my cart. And this before I was like, flipping everything. And it's weird because I think people who on foot really don't what this. Um, People on foot be like they look at they have a whole new energy. They try to look at you when you walk. They turn their head and stuff. And I get it because it's so sad though that we live in a world we can't even speak to each other and stuff like that because you maybe get robbed and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's a lot going on in this world, but unfortunately, where we gonna go? We just got to deal with the punches and the blows. We may not like it, but my friend told me said you better be careful. All I kept thinking of was when I was a young kid when I was little, and this man said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to get my hair cut." Once upon a time. So he said, "You're going to get your hair cut." Now I had at least about I think I was about 7 or 8 years old. He said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to get my hair cut." He said, "How much money you got?" I said, $5. He said, "Come here." He said, "Give me that goddamn $5." So he takes me, he drags me inside of a building, which is weird. I know this is weird. So he grabs me inside of a building. It's an abandoned building. And he tells me, I'm gullible because my mother didn't allow me out the house. So I had no idea people like this existed. I didn't even know that these people are real. So I'm gullible as hell. And I'm inside of a abandoned building. He tells me, count to 100. I'm like, one, two. He said louder. I guess he's like, damn, this is the dum dum. I'm little. I'm like this short. I'm tiny. I'm a tiny mighty mo. So I'm calling out the numbers loud, louder, louder. So I'm going one, two, and I'm in this abandoned building, and then I was like looking. Look, this is not funny. So I'm looking. You going? I'm looking, and he's gone. Took my little $5. That's coming. I said, "Mom, the guy took my money." She said, "Where?" I said, "Of course, on the street." I said, She said, She said, "Well, how do you know you have money?" I said, "I told him." My mother used to say, "You look anyway." So I had to come back and get another $5. But I didn't send them. She said, "Don't be telling people you got money." I said, I didn't even know people like this is. When I tell you, I had no idea there were people like this in this world. And I knew the world wasn't perfect and I knew the world was bad people in there. But as a young person with an older person, I didn't think it would rob me. But as I found out the hard way, I got robbed. I didn't cry though, and I was a big cry baby. Well, I would cry. You say something to me I didn't like, I just cried. My mother said, "Ma, she's like, you cry all the time. Everything somebody says something, you gotta stop crying." Oh, I just cry, but you can hurt my feelings so quickly. But it is what it is. We live, we grow, and stuff like that. We tell stories about it, but at the end of the day, after a couple of beatings mentally and physically, and after a certain period of time, you fight back. Anyway, okay, y'all. I done did my hour. I don't even know why I been saying why I'm even counting the hours and stuff like I'm getting paid. And it's weird, but it's kind of therapeutic to get the chance to talk to y'all and stuff and kind of be y'all my little therapist for me. Y'all keep me mentally sane, whether you know it or not. I love you and I appreciate you because it's a lot going in my brain, and sometimes y'all give me at least an hour to get away from me. Unfortunately, a lot of my stories be about me, but it gives you me a chance to get away from me because it's a lot going on in my mind, and it's a lot of different things I try to deal with and stuff like that. Also, I try not to do it in silence because me always told me, she was like, "Well, you need to come on live this thing, keep coming on talking," because I'm like, I wasn't gonna come back on because she was like, I said I don't come out live until if I'm depressed, I don't want to come on because I'm depressed. But me was like, you need to come on anyway. So the reason why I kept come on now, me was telling me do it. And then I got a chance to meet my twin, which is Miss Moore. Got a chance to meet Missy Whitney anymore. I'm grateful because y'all basically blessings in my life and stuff that also keep me mentally sane. Because sometimes I feel like I'm all alone. Y'all have no idea. And I get so tired. And I have to learn how to stop taking things so personal. And I can't get rid of that part of me because, you know, it's difficult. It's a lot for a person that really haven't gone through that type of thing and all this bad stuff keep happening. It kind of mentally breaks you down a little bit. But you know, through all things you go through and stuff, or whatever, what they say, whatever don't kill you, make you stronger. But how strong do you want me to be? Anyway, I'm about to go. Thank you for coming to talk to me, being my therapist. Um, Miss Anna, Miss Whitney, Miss Moore, Lewis, Miss Amore, Nova, um, Miss Daisy, Neum. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for giving me a chance to get out of my brain because you know I'm going back into my brain, and when I go back in my brain, I'm back to thinking, and obviously my thoughts does not work in my favor, and I appreciate you. Anyway, love you all. Keep the faith, and don't watch everything that's dark because you end up like me. Anyway, have a blessed day.